What's up, YouTube? Once again, this is King Monyay, tuning in for another blessed day. I'm going to get right into it, man. Eric Holder was found guilty. Eric Holder Jr. Was convicted or found guilty of murder. We know that today. First-degree murder. And a lot of people is happy that happened, you know. A lot of people ain't happy. A lot of people feel he should get his justice on the streets. You know what I'm saying? Let him out. Let the streets handle him, right? But first, I want to just speak on a different part about this whole issue. I want to talk about the impact that Nipsey truly had on the community, his community, the black community, the world at large, man. Because for me, as an artist, as a recording artist, a rap artist, aspiring artist, I do music, basically what I'm saying. And I haven't been motivated or inspired by a rapper since Nipsey Hussle. You know, that was somebody who I still have on my playlist, you know, before the hype. This was somebody who spoke life, inspired, and inspires me continually to this day through his music to take those steps and strive to be great. And so that was a big, devastating loss. I remember when he had got killed, and may he rest in peace. Hermes Joseph Ashagand was his real name, and this whole situation is messed up because it's more than just Nipsey. It's the family of Nipsey Hussle. It's the children. It's the fans. And then even on the side of Eric Holder Jr., it's Eric Holder Jr., Eric Holder Sr., who are affected by this. It's the Holder family. And so, as a fan of Nipsey Hussle, as somebody who was really inspired by his music, when he was slain down, we lost more than just one person. And that's what I want to speak to people. And I know a lot of people will get mad and won't understand this, but it's deep because the whole community bears the burden. And the whole community was victimized in some way. If you felt some type of pain behind this, if you felt some type of anger, some type of outrage, you too was affected. And so this gets deep, man. And I look at the continuing cycle, you know, this continuing cycle, man. I'm not here to say who was right and who was wrong and who should have did this and shouldn't have did that. I'm here to encourage everybody to empathize on what's really happening. What's really happening is more than one life was lost. Okay, now, in a sense, even though some can say, well, he still has his life, he can do his life, he can rot in prison for all I care, he could do this, and I understand that. I understand that rage. I understand the concept behind that, but I also understand empathy in the sense that that's a life too, right? That's a family that's going to be drugged behind this murder. They're going to be drugged into the California penal system. They're going to be forced to put money on his books. Not forced, but everyone bears the burden. When someone is incarcerated, everyone bears the burden. And we can say, well, he had a choice to kill him. He did that. He didn't have to do that. And I would agree. Everybody does have choices. And maybe he made the wrong choice. But how do we get to a better place from here? How do we get to a place where we can stop the violence? When words won't incite us to commit a murder. How? It's hard when that's your mentality. That's the lifestyle. That's your default setting. Somebody say something to you, somebody disrespect your reputation, then instantly you got to smash. How do we snap out of that? Do we want to snap out of that? We have to snap out of it. Because if we don't, we all bear the burden. This is more than just about Nipsey Hussle. May he rest in peace. This is more than about his kids, his children. May they be protected and guarded. And may they find peace in their heart to deal with this. And this whole spectacle, you know, this Elder family, or the Holder family, excuse me, the family, the friends. Like I say, man, it's a fucked up situation, excuse my language, because everyone is affected. And that's what I think about when I see this. I think about another black man who's going to get swallowed up in that prison system. That's what I think about. I think about the countless amount of money that's going to be poured into this predatory penal system, right? And it's a hard one because the situation didn't happen overnight. As far as we're talking about mass incarceration, they created the place, but nobody made him do the crime. That's what any onlooker would see. Nobody made him do the crime. Although there was contributing factors that contributed to the crime. Contributing factors like what? Well, we can speculate. What can say? The area, the belief systems ingrained within that area, you know. And ultimately, we start at the root. We always got to start at the root. And yes, I'm going to go there. We always got to start at the root. This is a black man. And so, as a black man in America, we know that prisons was designed to criminalize the behaviors of the black man. We know that prison wasn't a response to the crimes committed by black men, but prisons were created and designed to recapture its slaves. So first, let's keep that in mind. Okay, so I always say, which one came first, the prison or the prisoner? Which one came first? I want you to think about that. Which one came first? And so we got so much digging to do. This ain't a cry, poor me. This ain't we picking scabs, bringing it back and talking about slavery. No, we're going to always go back to the origin. We're going to, you know what I'm saying, always make everybody have to be responsible for their actions. He had a choice. He made the wrong choice. Do not get me wrong about that. However, the contributing factors, you will find that started off at a disadvantage. Whether it was economical, whether it was education, psychological, he started off at a disadvantage. And maybe, just maybe, had he been getting the help he needed a long time ago, we could have saved both of those lives. We could have saved Nipsey Hussle. We could have saved Eric Holder Jr. Just maybe, you know. And so we have to think about these things and try to approach these things in a logical, reasonable way, and ultimately keep the objective in mind. We want to end violence, period. We want to end gun violence. And we want to end this mass incarceration. We want to stop making it so simple, so easy to pull out that gun and kill somebody and throw away your life, because they got a place designed for you. First, we had a mentality that we needed, that we adopted to survive our conditions. And then once we had this mentality that we thought we needed to survive our conditions, that same mentality consumed us. We became consumed in this lifestyle, consumed with this thinking, and then we became penalized for thinking like that and daring to have the heart to survive. It's more than just survival today, you know. Today we have become predators. Some of us. Senseless acts of violence like this, we have become threats to society. And so I don't never ever want to paint the picture that I'm excusing his behavior, but I do want to clarify some things, that this is not a celebration. This is not a day of justice. And this is coming from a one of the biggest fans of Mr. Ashagan, Mr. Nipsey Hussle. I'm inspired by his music to this day. You know, may he rest in eternal paradise. May his children be well taken care of and continue on his legacy. And may we do the right thing. May we all as a community learn to do the right thing. And the right thing right now is just learning how to value life, value your brother. Value, you know, give them value, because there's a place, man, that is waiting to consume you and your family. And somebody may not want to hear this. But yeah, today we lost more than just one life. And for those of you who know anything about empathy, I would challenge you to look at this from my perspective. And for those of you who've ever committed a crime and been sentenced to prison, I would challenge you to look at both sides, not from a biased standpoint. What he did was wrong. Two wrongs don't make a right, you know. So I'm not advocating they release him. What happened is what happened. He's in there. But what I am advocating is that we start working on our community. We start working on our community so that our children, our brothers, our sisters, our cousins, our daddies will not continue to do things that will subject them back to slavery. This is King Monyay. I'm telling these stories from prison and CYA, and I'm just telling the truth, man. You know, I got a job to do, man, and I'm gonna do it honorably, inshallah. This ain't gonna be a video that get a lot of views and things like that, but for those who listen, your conscience has just been awakened, and may you find the road to everlasting peace. I'm gone.